Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So this is our first kind of vlog style video that I have done in over a year now. So bear with me with all of this. Today might be a little bit weird and chaotic. So my plan for today is to kind of give you guys an overview of our homeschool curriculum, the organization, the way that I've got everything planned out, and how I'm gonna have the kiddos doing their homeschool this year. So my older three kiddos are gonna be in 4th, 2nd, and kindergarten this year, and then I've got my little 2-year-old that's gonna be running around in the middle of it all. So if you're new to my channel, you might not have caught my first video coming back. I can link that here, but it's just kind of giving you guys a brief rundown of kind of what happened, because there is a year gap on my channel. So I did put the older kids in school for this last school year, which ended up just being a handful of months before everything got shut down. But we did have a gap of not doing homeschool last year because I needed them to be in public school just with everything that we had going on and all of the changes and some things that we were dealing with on a personal level. So we did take a break last year. This isn't going to be us picking up right where we left off. And that will present some challenges, specifically with Nora. So I knew that putting her in public school, she was going to fall behind a little bit just because we do Abeka. We do the streaming videos, we've always done those. I absolutely love them. So I knew that because it was Abeka, she was going to, you know, it would be different. The style of learning would be different. As far as putting her back into Abeka at 4th grade, it's gonna be a lot for her this year. I'm gonna have a lot of work to do with her, just helping her along, getting her going, because when you jump in at 4th grade level, that's when things with Abeka start really moving fast, and they do less and less of the review. They do a great job with review in the younger grades, and I love that, but there's less and less of it as the kids get older. So it'll be a little bit difficult this year with her doing 4th grade, but I am really excited to get her back into it, and she's actually really excited as well. So,
Mommy.
Hi Missy.
Hi Mommy.
Hi. Today I'm just gonna give you guys a look at all of their different curriculum, how I've got it organized, and just kind of chat with you guys and let you get to know us. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. I do homeschool related content, motherhood, lifestyle, and a lot of cleaning content.
Hi Abby.
Hi Abby, because that is my life. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you guys join us and get to know us a little bit more. And those of you who have been around with us for, you know, the long haul with all of this, I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for coming back and just continuing to support us. And I'm so happy to be getting back to all of this and getting to chat with you guys again. So let me know in the comments what you guys are doing for your schooling this year. Are you guys a long-term homeschool family? Is this your first year homeschooling? Virtual learning? Are you kids going back to school? You know, let me know what's going on with you guys and kind of what your thoughts are and everything, because I'd be really curious to hear how y'all are navigating this. But we'll get going. I'll get you guys out there and we'll get going in their curriculum. So as far as the setup for having the kids do their different videos, there's a table missing here. We have a little white table that these chairs go to, and I've used it in the past for the kids' school. It's out in the garage and we are refinishing and repainting it because the poor thing is a mess, but it will be in here somewhere, and Warren will be using that with our iPad, and we will be streaming the videos on there with him. In the past, we have utilized this for their homeschool. We're actually not going to be this year because I also do other work, virtual assistant type work on the side. So it's a mess right now, but I wanted to keep that clear just so that it is my own workspace and I don't have the kids on there as well. And then for Nora and Dane, so we have this little side area off of the kitchen, and it's just right here by the office. I'm gonna put Nora here. This is actually Abby's old Stoke Trip Trap high chair. So she's actually gonna use that because I can have her propped up to where she's in a better position for her handwriting. And she's gonna be here with our little MacBook. And then Dane will be over here at the table. I'm actually gonna get a little cover for him so that he can write on here, because obviously I don't want him damaging the table, but then the grooves as well is gonna make it challenging. So he will be here with the little laptop that Nora was using for 1st grade. So this little closet right here, right off of the office, this is an under the stairs closet. Super nice that we have it. We actually don't need it for storage, which is nice. So we just put this lock up here just this last weekend to keep the kids out. Hopefully the lighting isn't too weird. It's a little bit dark in here. There we go. This is going to be the school/craft closet, which is why the lock is on there. I'm not having these kids get in here and get into all the craft supplies. This shelf, we've had it for a couple of years now. I actually did have it in our last house. It was also in an under the stairs closet. It just wasn't being used for homeschool, so you guys didn't see it all that much. And then this table was left here at this house, so it was out in the garage, and we brought it in here because I wanted somewhere for them to be able to put their laptop and like the MacBook and things like that when they are using it. Printer is also in here.
Eyes.
Hi, can you please put the eyes back? Thank you. This is why this closet is locked. The feathers, yes ma'am. So most of this is their craft supplies, and this is just kind of to get us going. So we've got craft sticks and crayons, paintbrushes, lots of extra crayons, tons of glue, pencils, yes ma'am, thank you. The little pipe cleaners. Underneath here I've got little pom-pom balls. They've got aprons, we've got stickers. This is construction paper, extra notebook paper, printer paper, and then this is for Play-Doh. So these file boxes, if you guys have been on my channel before, you guys have seen these. So each of the big kids have their own. In the top here, they each have a pair of scissors, a little pencil grip, and then some erasers, and then we'll see, they might put things in there throughout the rest of the year. So I've got headphones in here. If you guys have been on my channel before, you've probably seen this, but I just have little file folders, the days of the week, and then their completed work. So this would be just the pages from their workbooks, and then their graded stuff. So tests and quizzes, speed drills. This is what I will keep and will get graded every 6 weeks, and then I set it aside in a manila envelope. So I don't worry about keeping their completed work long term. I just keep the graded work. I will keep the completed work for a while throughout the year, and then usually at the end of the year I'll go through and kind of purge everything. This is how I keep everything set up. So like for our first week, as you guys can see, I tore out the first pages. So here's what Dane will be working on Monday, Tuesday. Some of the pages they'll do like the front, and then the back will be for the next day, so it'll carry over and go into that day. And I've used this system since Nora was in kindergarten, so this will be our 4th year now doing this system, and it just works really, really well. I usually try and organize this and get it ready like Sunday night, and then they're good to go for the week. Oh no, 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 no. Not touching, little girl. Yes.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Let's just keep it. Okay. Nope, we're gonna just keep that. And your little fingers are just gonna walk themselves out of here. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's mommy's.
Oh, mommy. Oh.
Oh, mommy's, yes. So under here, yeah, I've got a laminator, a hole punch. Those are the laminator sheets. That's the plugins for something. I don't even know what. My mic for my channel, and then some other electrical cords that I don't want the kids to have access to. All right, so there is that closet. Thank you so much. And that's gonna happen. So do you keep your little self out of there, huh? It is now snack time. So up in here, oh, she's already been in here. Just real quick, Abby is only 2. So obviously I'm really not worried about doing any kind of curriculum with her. I am gonna need to find some way to keep her busy, or she's gonna be into everything and trying to do everything that big kids do. So I do have some things here that I'm gonna be doing with her, and I'll just show you guys real quick. So Warren will actually be using this as well throughout the year. They do clockwork, and they'll have them show the different times on the clock for like tests and stuff like that. So Warren will use this, but Abby also, she has these little puzzles here. This is a little, I don't even know what you would call this thing, a little moon balance thing or whatever. It's actually a little game. You have this dice, and you can make it a game if you want as far as taking turns and stuff. She just loves to stack it and play with it and stuff. So that she will be playing with. It's actually really a popular toy for like Montessori preschools and whatnot. Warren had it in his preschool this last year. And then this is the little tanagram thing. She's actually really young for this because there's no way to keep them on the board. They slide all over the place and it kind of drives her crazy, but it actually will keep her busy for a while. And this is just gonna kind of help give her a purpose. She's gonna kind of feel like she's doing big kid school, which is Ladybug, so good. Which is what we need this year. So then we have the Melissa Doug lacing cards, which I've had for a really long time. The kids enjoy these, so I'll be working with her on these, just with her finger dexterity. This, I got this for her for Christmas and she loves it. So you set it in the tray and then they push the buttons in here and they can match the different colors, and she really enjoys it. She has a lot of fun with it. So there's that as well. These little eggs, it's a matter of matching the colors, talking about the shapes, and then her working on getting them put back together. She really enjoys those. We can work on sounding small words out. We've also got these, so we can spell out the little words, this short little 3-letter words with puzzle pieces, and Abby enjoys those as well. Thank you, Nora. So this is just a fun little, you know, gear kind of thing. They've got different pictures and stuff that you can put them in, and she got that for her birthday. And it's just a little fun one that she can play with. We do have the Osmo games. We've got a few of them, and the kids really like it. So I like to use those for just supplemental. Okay. Thank you. Just for some supplemental learning. It's a really, really good setup. I like it a lot. So we do have that up there as well. That's kind of it. So for Abby, she's just gonna kind of be floating around, doing her thing. I'm sure she'll sit with Warren here and there and do some things with him, probably like the song times and things like that. She really does like songs. So inevitably, if you have younger kids, they will benefit from it because they're gonna be hearing that repetition of the counting and the shapes and the colors and the alphabet. And she's already picking up on that quite a bit. She's learning how to count. She knows her colors. We haven't really started on shapes quite yet, but that's just from her picking up, you know, what these guys are doing. I always personally feel like it's just more a matter of keeping them busy and entertained in a way that will support them kind of learning and picking up things as they play. Learn through play is just so great. It's the easiest thing for you as the parent and for them as the kid, and it really supports them having fun with learning. So I really like that, and that's kind of my plan with her. Just keep her out of their hair and try to keep her busy and help her feel engaged and included with everything. This, a lot of you who've been with me for a while probably recognize this. I actually got this shelf at Target, and it's held up really, really well. I really like it, and I decided to use it again this year for their school books. I'm a little bit nervous to have them out here with the 2-year-old, but we'll see. Hopefully I can keep her out of them. So here's a look at kind of a rough idea of what their schedule is gonna be. So Abeka, in their books, if you are doing multiple grade levels, Abeka does a great job of having kind of a sample schedule in the front of the book as far as balancing multiple grades. So if you're doing the video streaming, an example of what they suggest. I just basically copied exactly what they suggested. So as you can see, I haven't assigned any time to any of this because we're gonna be playing around with this, and we're gonna change it up kind of depending on our needs and how things go. But I wanted to take their suggestion for, you know, just balancing the different subjects and see how it goes, because my biggest concern this year was how do I give the kids the attention that they need for the different subjects. Obviously some of them, you know, skills development, Bible type, things like that, they don't need me there with them. Whereas like with math and penmanship and grammar, language, they do need me there. So I'm gonna be using their sample schedule, and we'll kind of tweak it and work with it throughout the year. So down here we've got Nora's 4th grade curriculum. This is her little Bible. But if you guys order all of the curriculum, this would be everything you would get. So I'm just gonna open the books and give you guys a quick look at everything. So as you can see, these are beautiful books. I really love, they do a great job with how they set them up. They've got lots of different pictures and things like that in here. And over the years, Nora has really, really loved them. So they do a great job with the storylines, a lot of really good variety, and they'll work them through these throughout the year. Here's all the readers that are for the 4th grade level. So this is just a little spelling and vocabulary book, and they do go through and they update all of these periodically. They do the same with the videos as well. So just kind of a look at how they work with them on the different spelling, the different vocabulary words, teaching them the meaning of everything. I love how thorough this curriculum is. That's one of the really strong points about this curriculum, is just that they're so incredibly thorough with how they teach, and everything gets reinforced so well. So this is her little penmanship book. As you can see, I've got Nora in cursive. Her and Dane are both doing the cursive curriculum. I did, however, start Warren with manuscript because he was also in a preschool program this last year and learned how to write his name in print or manuscript. And he also was doing really, really well with it. Him and Dane both are very meticulous and very careful about how they write. So I did start Warren in manuscript. So this is just the grade 4 video manual. The beginning is just a really good breakdown of everything for you, you know, the parent or the teacher. Daily, they'll break down what exactly they're going to be learning. They've got a lot of supplemental stuff in the book. Here's where you keep all their grades. So you as the parent or the teacher, I really love how they do this. So I've used all of these. At the end of the year, I just put all of the kids' graded work along with their different graded sheets into a manila envelope, and then I've got them to keep throughout the year. It's super organized, very, very detailed. And I really love that for the parent, it just guides you along. There's not a whole lot of questions. I don't find myself running into a lot of questions about how to do any of this because they've got it all in here. So these are just some of the teacher's keys. Like I said, you will get absolutely everything when you order either the streaming or if you just order the full curriculum. You can go onto their website and kind of pick and choose things, but this would be everything. And here's what they look like. So tests and speed drills, they go through and they just work on kids' comprehension and speed with everything. So as you can see, it's a very traditional style of schooling, of curriculum, and some people don't love it, other people do. I really like it. So it is how I was raised. I was homeschooled up until high school level, and then I went to public for high school, and we used a lot of the Abeka curriculum. So it's probably just because it's what I'm used to, but for me as the parent, it's really, really nice having it so laid out for me. I don't have to worry about, are there gaps in their learning? Are they getting everything that they need, especially as they get older? I worry about that more. You don't have to worry so much when they're little, kindergarten, even first grade. You just wanna make sure that they're learning how to read, focus on their penmanship, and then also their arithmetic skills. But as they get older, you know, the geography and the history, and then getting more into the grammar and things like that, that's where Abeka really, really thrives. I really love that they are so solid in all of that. So I enjoy that it's a traditional curriculum. Some people don't. It just kind of depends on if you think your child would do well with it, or, you know, you as the parent. What do you need as the parent? Because that's also really important when you're talking looking for a curriculum. You as the parent need to factor in as well as far as what you think you can handle and how you need it set up as well for your lifestyle and all that. So here's just some different answer keys. This will be for her math book. As you can see, they've got all the answers in there. There's one for language and also health. So they do health this year, which is a really, really great book. I've already looked through it. And then geography, the different state capitals. I'm really excited for a lot of her curriculum, actually. The United States history, there's going to be a ton of history, and they just do a really good job of applying what they're learning in different ways as they have the kids work through everything. So then you've got a reading answer key, just making sure that they can comprehend the books and what they're reading in them, and they are learning how to analyze it. And I really like that they do that as well. So then you've got science. Here's the answer key for that. There's the Developing Good Health book, and this would be all of the quizzes and tests and some worksheet keys, and then some more keys with the language arts book. So this is going to be the worksheets that she will use for her arithmetic tests and speed drills. So they do these, I think they usually do them once a week, I want to say. They'll have a test once a week and then a speed drill and things like that. And here's her language book, filling in the blanks, you know, using the pronouns in the correct form, learning how to rewrite all their drafts. So you rewrite your second draft, then you've got your final draft. It's a lot. The 4th grade curriculum, I was a little bit overwhelmed when I first pulled it all out. But as I'm getting into it, the biggest thing that I love is that they do such a great job of building on what the kids have previously learned. So this is all stuff that she's already learned. She learned it in 2nd grade. I can't speak to 3rd grade just because we did take that year off and she was in public. But it's all stuff that I saw them doing from when she was in 2nd grade, and they introduced a lot of this in 1st grade, and they do a really, really good job of just building and enriching, and that really, really helps the kids a lot. I really love watching the teachers and how they incorporate everything in and go back and review, and it just solidifies it into the kids' minds. So that's one of the things that I love about this curriculum so much. So here is her health and wellness book. So they'll be learning about the different parts of the body, the musculatory, respiratory system, skeletal system, all that kind of thing. And then, you know, just basic health and hygiene, dental. This is the reader for her history. So this would be her history book. And then the other one was an activity book. But I really like that they have not only the readers, but then they have their activity pages where they can apply it and work on things and do different exercises. I really like that a lot. So this is going to be her science reader book as well. And then she'll have her little work pages to work on as well. the plants, the birds and insects, all that kind of thing. So she's actually really excited for this. She loves science and things like that. Everything that's a reader will come with like an activity book where they can apply what they're reading and learning in the book, and I really like that a lot. So the last two, they've always got art. If you do the full curriculum, she loves art. Art and science are probably her two favorite curriculums, and this is a really well done book, super, super pretty. They have got everything listed out, and then they kind of go through the different, you know, the concepts that they'll be learning and sort of how they're progressing with the art throughout the year. In each of the books for all the grade levels, they will list out what you need for the year. So a supply list for everything, which is very helpful if you want to be able to plan that far ahead. So the last would be her arithmetic book, going into division. They're going to be learning fractions, how to add fractions together, changing improper fractions. As far as the end of the year, this is kind of where they will be towards the end of 4th grade. So this is the 4th grade curriculum for the entire year. If you were to get absolutely everything, this is all of the stuff you would get. Readers, tests and quizzes, answer keys, everything.
I'm really excited for 4th grade. I can't wait to look into like the history of the United States. I've always wanted to know like all of the history of the United States. They really like to do science, and I really like to do art.
Looking forward to those subjects? All right, so here is Dane's year. So this is the 2nd grade curriculum. Again, this will be if you get absolutely everything. There's his little Bible. So just to look real quick at all of the readers for 2nd grade, they start them out in this little handbook for reading, and it just kind of goes over all the blend letters again, the special blends. They call them the blend ladders, and they start this concept in kindergarten. So again, it's something that's being built upon, and they will revisit this book throughout the year. And then they've got their different books that they will work on throughout the year. And Nora really loved all of these books. They're really fun. They cater really well to both boys and girls. They're a lot of adventure books that the kids really like. So here's the video manual. It's set up just like the 4th grade one, where you've got the daily guides, just giving you the breakdown of everything. You've got the grading in the back and all the supplemental appendixes if you need. So this is going to be his history and geography reader. They kind of combine history and geography in these younger grades. This is the science reader, and this is another fun one. So they do a pretty good job of getting the kids through this throughout the year. They kind of guide them through it in the videos, but really in depth. It's a good sized little reader for them, and they'll use that. This is the teacher key for the science and history book. These reading comprehension skill sheets and comparing and contrast. What are things that are similar? This will be really good for him. This was probably one of his weaker areas when he was in public, was really understanding and grasping what he was reading and being able to kind of walk you through and break it all down. So he could use some extra help with that this year. So the tests for phonics and language, spelling and everything, this is what he's going to be working on through this year. Tests and speed drills for arithmetic. So they start these things pretty early. And as you can see, this is where you would keep the score. So these are some of the pages that I would tear out and keep at the end of the year. So the test key for phonics and language, again, set up really well, really easy to follow. So this is for their regular books. This is the teacher key for his math book, the reading answer key. So this would be, again, for all of their books. So going through and having him read orally, just making sure that he is understanding everything and grasping the concepts. And then the teacher key for his phonics and language book as he goes throughout the year. So this is different from their test books. This is just going to be the regular workbook. This is the parent edition, or the teacher key, whatever you want to call it, for his reading comprehension workbook. They send them with a tablet, a writing tablet. So this is just full of blank pages for them to copy their work down and write their sentences on. The spelling and poetry book is going to be where they have all their spelling lists. They set it up really well, and they have a lot of fun with it. Again, I really like that they do make it really fun, and they do a good job of catering to both boys and girls. It's a good mix of everything. And then he has, again, an art project book. They have this for all the grade levels. Lots and lots of really fun art projects. Nora really loved art. This, I remember, was one of her favorites, where they build this little, like a little community setup, and she really, really loved that one. She had a lot of fun with it, and they do such a good job of walking the kids through it. I remember I really didn't have to get involved too much with many of her art projects, other than just kind of overseeing and making sure that she was listening. But the teachers do such a good job of guiding the kids and instructing them, and they do encourage the kids to be able to do it on their own as they get a little bit older, and not having the parents step in to help them. And she was able to do that for a lot of her second grade. So I like that a lot, that the teachers do such a good job of explaining and breaking down all the steps to the kids, and then they ask the kids to apply it, and they do it in small sections so that the kids can manage it. His writing and phonics book, like I said, him and Nora are doing cursive, so this is what he will work on, tracing and writing, copying these different poems and things like that. This is going to be his arithmetic book. So they start out with a lot of review in these younger grades. So this is a lot of review for probably the first, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be basically the second half of first grade is kind of where they want to make sure the kids have a really strong foundation under them. And then they move ahead. It's a pretty big book. So they'll go through this entire book, front to back cover, throughout the year. So they're working on time. They go through the money. They're working on the fractions, introducing fractions, Roman numerals, the multi-digit subtraction and addition, and then they've also got multiplication and the different decimals, place values, things like that. So really, really thorough, but they do it in such a good way where it's, again, everything just builds on itself. This is going to be his phonics and language book, how to structure a sentence, how to pull apart what are the verbs, the adverbs, adjectives, all that kind of thing. And this is one of the areas that Abeka is really, really strong, is in their phonics and language department. All right, so for Warren, this is going to be the kindergarten stuff. Here is going to be his art book. This is, again, so much fun, so many different projects, and they do a really good job just with the different grade levels. They are excellent at making sure that it's a little bit challenging for them, but also some of them are just fun and the kids can do it no problem at all. Both Nora and Dane, with like their kindergarten curriculum, it was always so much fun because they had projects that I needed to step in and help them on, but then sometimes they had projects that were just kind of for fun that they could easily handle themselves, and they were always so proud when they could do it all by themselves. So I really like that Abeka, I don't know if they mean to do that, but that does happen, and I really like that because the kids kind of have that little victory of, yay, I did it all by myself, and then they have the more challenging ones where I need to step in, but they're really, really proud of it because it's so cool and it's so great. So it's a really nice mixture of the kids being able to, again, be a little bit more independent, and then it challenging them as well, which is a lot of fun. These are the little readers. So they start them out in the blend book, they call it. So this is just working through the special sounds. This is phonics based. Again, these are called the blend ladders, and they will go back and visit this throughout the entire year. And by the end of the year, obviously, they're doing the more challenging words that are blended together. So they start them out in that, and then they will revisit it throughout the year, and then they have their books that they progress through throughout the year, and they get progressively more challenging as they go along. So this is going to be the numbers writing tablet. They don't start this until, when is this, like the 70-something lesson? It's pretty far into the year, so they won't start this right away. The numbers, tracing over them, and then writing them down themselves. But like I said, they don't start that until well into the year. It's not something they do right away. So here's his writing tablet. Like I said, Warren is going to be doing manuscript. He just was doing really well with it last year in preschool, writing his letters and his name in manuscript. So I did start him out with that. But this is just a look at what they do. So they just start them out with the singular letters, working on lowercase and uppercase, and the kids work on this for their seat work. Sometimes they'll have them do some extra writing, and lots of room for practice. This is his math book. Number skills is what they call it. So here's how they're going to be starting out the year. It's really, really simple. They start them out pretty slow. Sometimes kindergartners can be a little bit bored. I know that Dane struggled a little bit in the beginning of the year with being kind of bored his kindergarten year, but then they move ahead pretty quickly. So they do clocks and calendars. They do start with the money and things like that, the different values of the coins. I don't think they introduced dollars. And then addition by the end of the year, learning how to count in the different groupings as well. And by the end of the year, this is kind of what they're doing at the kindergarten level. So really, really good. It sets them up really well for first grade. Dane had no problem jumping from kindergarten into first grade with public school at all. He just sailed right into it. For kindergarten, they have a little Bible activity book just to help keep them engaged with the different Bible stories that they are listening to, because it is difficult to get them to sit quietly and listen. This is the Think and Learn book that they've got, and this is just different things that they do. So they will listen to instructions as far as how to draw a picture from start to finish. So the teacher will walk them through the different steps, and then like this is working with scissors, cutting out these different shapes and things like that, matching the different sounds, tree and key, different seasons, you know, what order do they come in, things like that, and then copying the pictures. So the kids color them and then, okay, now you do it, you draw it, things like that. So a little bit of art as well. So this is usually a pretty fun book. My kids have always really enjoyed that book as well. This is going to be the phonics and writing manuscript that they will work through in class, tracing and then copying and then writing their own. Their social studies book, this is kind of a mixture of everything. You've got history and the different cultures. They go through and they teach them about different countries and different cultures and things like that. This was one that Nora really enjoyed when she was in kindergarten. She loved hearing about all the different places around the world and the different cultures and why they do what they do and dress the way they dress, and it's really fun. The teachers do a good job of making sure that it's fun and engaging for the kids. So this was another really fun book for her. So you've also got geography in here. This is his letters and sounds book, you know, phonics and language. This would be the kind of kindergarten beginner side of that. So you've got the special sounds that your teacher's going to be saying. So that's what they call these, the special sounds, the blends. So lots and lots that they have them do, and just so good at building on what they learn throughout the year. So then you've got a teacher's key for these things, not that you really need it for kindergarten level, but you do get it. So you've got all the different teacher keys, and then this is just his little reader for his science book. So they just go through and kind of touch on everything and introduce them to the concept of exploring their world and why things are the way they are and the seasons change and all that kind of stuff. That is the K-5 curriculum. It's also, I really like that it doesn't seem too heavy. I know it kind of looks like a lot for a little kindergartner, but at the same time, it usually has taken the kids probably maybe 2.5 hours to get through everything. And the screen time for the kindergarten, it's like 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. Might be a little bit more than that by the end of the year, but it's really not that much. And I haven't had any issues with the kids staying engaged. If you do the breaks throughout the videos, and the teachers do such a good job of trying to keep the kids engaged and moving during their videos, they'll have them stand and use their arms and, you know, get them really physical while they're learning. It's not just them sitting still. I haven't really had any issues with them getting through their kindergarten level curriculum. So this is gonna be our 3rd year using it. I'm really happy with it, and I really like how they have it set up. What's one of the things that you're most excited this year for school?
Do schoolwork.
What do you want to learn about numbers? Do you want to learn about science? Do you want to learn about how to write your name?
Yes.
And different words?
Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
You're just super excited for all of it?
Yeah, I'm super excited to learn how to write words.
Okay.
And learn how to spell words.
Oh yes, good. And learn how to read books all by yourself. Yeah, that's gonna be so fun. I'm excited for you, bud. So what's something that you're super excited about for school this year?
Art.
You wanna do all your art projects?
Yeah.
What else? Science or history, learning about our country.
History.
And reading your adventure books, your different reader adventure books. Yeah. Pretty exciting that you're in 2nd grade already. Yes, sir. All right, so that is hopefully a somewhat quick, I don't know how long this video is gonna take, hopefully a somewhat quick overview of the curriculum that we're using this year. What happened? I know, we're not having a granola bar right now. And kind of how we're gonna set things up and organize it. So I will be doing a lot more of these videos and kind of the day in the life, you know, homeschool type videos and whatnot for you guys. I had a lot of fun with those in Louisiana. Might be a little crazier doing it this year. So go ahead and subscribe and join us. I'm super excited to be getting back into the homeschooling with these guys. It was nice having them in school last year, but also there were a lot of challenges, and I'll probably be sharing a little more about that please put it away. you just had a snack. I'll be sharing a lot more about that throughout, you know, as I film more. I'll just kind of talk with you guys about the different challenges that we faced with the public school versus the homeschool, and then what challenges do we have with homeschool that we didn't face with public. I'll definitely be talking a lot more about that as I film things and just kind of sharing more about that with you guys. But I'm really excited to be getting them back home. I am filming these a little bit early, so it's actually, as you guys can see from the calendar, it is still August right now. So you guys are getting these later because I did want to kind of pre-film before I started uploading everything again. But we'll see about trying to catch up as things continue on. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that and just follow us along. We'll be doing more homeschool content, and I'm really excited to be getting to know you guys. Leave in the comments just kind of what your schooling situation is this year, how many kids you have and all that. I really enjoy talking with you guys and getting to know you. But I'll see you guys with my next video.